Hey everyone, my name's Justin. I am developing a video game, and this is my first devlog. I don't know at this point how frequently I intend to upload these, but I thought it would be cool to catalog the development of my first game, as well as give some people an inside look at what it takes to actually develop a video game. I thought this would be cool because going into this project, I had absolutely no idea what it took to develop a video game. I have no background in the industry at all, so no knowledge of coding, artwork, anything like that related to the industry. So pretty much just starting from scratch. I love to play video games, and I thought it would be really cool to learn how to make one. So as you can see here, this is my starting area, and I am developing a top-down 2D game. I decided to go with this style for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I love the original Pokemon games, very nostalgic for them, and I wanted to create a game with a similar art style and feel to those games. Again, this will probably end up having a turn-based combat system very similar to those games, but I wanted up having the creatures as this is based in kind of an Old West setting. The second reason I decided to go with a top-down 2D game is from an artwork and development perspective. I thought that would be a heck of a lot easier than creating a ton of 3D models and just generally working in the 3D space. So, all the artwork you can see on screen right now is original. Had to learn how to do it all from scratch with the help of my girlfriend as well. And as we come into the first town here, I'll play a clip of what is currently the first town theme. So for the music, this was one aspect of development that I didn't think I could handle myself. So I asked my good friend Jake Moyer to assist, and he has so far created a few themes for me, including this one. And I'm really happy to reach out to him, and so far I think it's putting off the right vibe that I'm looking for, at least in terms of these environments, and really calls back to some of those original Pokemon soundtracks. So really happy with how that's all turning out so far. So really what I really wanted to cover today is where I stand right now with my first town. This is kind of where I'm focusing most of my efforts right now in trying to build out the larger game systems within the context of this town, and then if I can get everything working, start to build out the larger world as a whole. So I'm going to be doing NPC behavior, NPC dialogue, as well as the ability to transfer between scenes, which I'll show in just a minute, which is transferring between, say for instance, going inside one of these cabins and then coming back out into the overworld, as well as some things like a pause menu, transactions, all those types of things that I still need to work on. But the first thing I want to show today is transitioning scenes, because it was such a pain to implement, and it's still not perfect, but I'm pretty happy with it so far. As you can see, my first problem here though is that my character faces in the wrong direction when going up into a house, which is unfortunate, but I'll find a fix for it. But I'm really happy I got this to work. My next big thing that I really need to fix too in this house is the scaling of all of my furniture. Again, I have no background in artwork, so one of the lessons I've had to learn is proper scaling. All my furniture here is a little bit too small, so I want to scale that up and make sure it makes sense, with the sizing of my character. Aside from all of my cabins, I'm going to have a readable sign here that'll tell you exactly where you are, as well as an indicator that'll pop up when you get close enough to demonstrate, hey, you can read this sign. Moving on to the left here, I have where I'm starting to build out some of my other buildings in the game that will kind of permeate throughout other towns. These are going to be the shops, all of the buildings where you can actually gain useful items. So the first one here is the doctor's office. This will operate very similarly to a Pokemon Center. If you've ever played the Pokemon games, come here, get healed up, possibly buy some other healing items for when you're going out and getting into battles away from towns. Next is the general store. Again, very similar to a Pokemart within the Pokemon games. Pretty much buy any sort of general use items that you might need. I have a sheriff's office. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to implement this yet in terms of gameplay, but I thought I couldn't have a Western game without a sheriff's office. So likely what I'll end up having is maybe some sort of bounty system where you can pick up some quests here. Not quite sure yet, but thought it was pretty necessary. In terms of buildings, I don't have yet implemented, but I'm currently working on. I'm going to have a saloon as well. Again, I feel like you can't have a Western game without a saloon. This will probably also be, a quest-giving location, or you can pick up some information about the world, the town you're in, something like that. It might just be for some background info and world building, but we'll see how that goes in terms of implementation. And finally, I'm also working on a church, which will be for some side content that I have planned that I'll probably end up detailing in a later devlog. But yeah, I just wanted to show where I was at so far, what's to come, and I will see you guys in the next devlog.